I, F22, can't marry my boyfriend because of how he treats our animals. My boyfriend, M22, and I, F22, have been together for almost 2 years and are engaged. It's more of a promise ring type of situation since we'd obviously wait a long time until actually getting married since we're pretty young and totally broke. I love him wholly and completely. He's the most wonderful, patient, sexy, funny, and interesting man I've ever met. I just don't think I would ever be able to marry him. He moved in with me our 3rd month of dating and I already had a kitten who I had for about 2 months. She and I had already bonded and he had a lot of trouble forming a connection with her. I think he is too unpredictable for her. He will pick her up pretty roughly and isn't super gentle, so she just doesn't trust him. My boyfriend got a new kitten last week and I told him the importance of introducing them very slowly. I planned on keeping them totally separate for at least a week and introducing them slowly by putting each of their food dishes on either side of the door, separating them so they would associate something positive with each other. When we got home, I turned my back for 1 second and he had opened the kitten carrier right in front of our cat. She hissed at the kitten and flipped out. She spent the next day hiding from us. Hissing, swatting, growling, sulking. I've never even seen her hiss, let alone act hostile toward us. She's extremely friendly and sweet and my boyfriend has been resenting her for reacting so strongly. He won't interact with her or comfort her or try to improve the situation in any way. I've fed his new kitten and prepared his litter and taken care of him since my boyfriend got him. There's been very little effort on his part. This morning the new kitten picked my boyfriend's earring right out of his ear and he woke me up, saying he thought the new kitten had swallowed it. Instead of being concerned for the kitten's health, he bitched and moaned about losing the earring and said he shouldn't have gotten the kitten. We eventually found the earring and the kitten hadn't swallowed it. If my boyfriend acts this way with cats, how in the world is he ever going to handle children? I know this concern is in the realm of hypotheticals at this point since we're so young. But throughout this whole situation he has said the most stress-inducing things, like when our original cat was sulking and stressed he said, "Do you think she's gonna die tonight?" And when I was mad at him for ambushing our cat with the new kitten he said, "Well, I'll just bring the kitten back since original cat is being such a bitch." He doesn't understand the commitment of caring for animals and all responsibility for this new sweet kitten has landed on me. I've been insanely stressed as our Og cat has been completely catatonic and hostile in the following days. I just can't help but feel like if we ever got married we would get divorced. I never thought he could potentially turn into one of those lackluster husbands who can't be bothered with building a loving, warm home. But this lack of effort has been extremely revealing to me. I don't want to break up. I love him so much and he loves me. Our entire relationship has been incredible and this is the first real sign of an expiration date for us. Help please. I've tried to talk to him about how I'm feeling but he just kinda denies it or gets mad at me for feeling mad. I feel defeated. His moods lately have been extremely loving one day and then can't stand the sight of me the next. He is totally committed to me and I to him. But this situation sure doesn't leave me feeling positive about our future. He is the most sexy, funny, patient, incredible man I've ever known. Proceeds to describe him as an obnoxious asshole. You're right. This relationship has an expiration date. It's just a matter of how much BS you put up with. He doesn't sound wonderful to me. He sounds like an irresponsible, moody child who is lacking in empathy. And he's not patient, either. He couldn't even wait a week to acclimatize the cats properly. I am sorry, Op, I know you love him and it hurts. But sometimes love isn't enough. His moods lately have been extremely loving one day and then can't stand the sight of me the next. Huge red flag. This is not the behavior of an incredible boyfriend. It's the behavior of an abuser. Please recognize this and how poorly he's treating your pets. Everyone tries to be good in the beginning of a relationship. It's after a year or two you see who they really are. You now see who he really is. Ignore these red flags at your own risk. Your options are: 1. Break up with him and find a better person to spend your life with. 2. Resign yourself to a life with no pets and/or children. Whichever you choose. Do not leave these two cats in the same house as him. If you choose to stay with him, you may have to face giving both cats up. I don't want to break up. Then accept a life of not having pets. They don't deserve a home where they're neglected and mistreated, which is all your boyfriend will provide. To me personally, these are red flags. You even say your relationship has an expiration date. You can love someone but not want a future with them. You see the warning signs. Do you think with his mood change he is on drugs, stressed, or as he maybe needs to see a doctor for his mood swings? You are thinking of your future and you are already questioning it and already see divorce in it. Do you want to love someone and let them go now, or love someone then grow to hate them or resent them for how they are towards you and future kids? These are pretty big red flags to me. First of all, he doesn't seem to care to take your advice very seriously. You explained how important introducing these cats slowly was to him, and he entirely ignored everything you told him because he wanted to do it differently. The way he treats your concerns with him is a big problem. 2. If he denies he did anything or gets mad at you every time you try to talk to him, then nothing is going to ever change. If you can't talk about the issue with him, then he'll never change his behavior. Not to mention the fact that when people do things like this, it almost always applies to every issue you have with them. I wouldn't be surprised if he acts exactly like this again to some new issue you have in the future. From what you've provided, he really doesn't seem to genuinely care about you or the animals very much either. The loving one day, hates me the next thing is a huge red flag, along with the other things I mentioned. In my mind, you wouldn't completely ignore the input of someone you truly love. And he seems to not care at all about the well-being of your cats. I think it might be a good idea, at least if you're going to continue to live with him, to find these cats a new home. Or at least the young kitten. Introducing two cats wrong can have lasting consequences on how they'll be able to interact in the future. And besides that, it doesn't seem like either one of these animals is being treated very well by your boyfriend. https://www.dogstrustorg.uk/howwehelp/freedom project. This is a charity set up for women who are trapped in domestic abuse due to fear of how the abuser will treat their dogs. It's not relevant for you but shows how people use pets as a control mechanism in relationships. Get rid of him. Moved in together after 3 months? Bad choice. I'm just telling you. For future decisions. You obviously didn't know him well enough across all situations. He could maybe be redeemable if he considered new information, like cat behavior, and let it guide his behavior, but that is just not what he is doing. So I agree with you. This is not long-term relationship potential. I'm sorry. But at least you'll always have your cat. Count yourself lucky that you were given the opportunity to see this side of him now instead of after you married him. One of the biggest red flags concerning a person's identity is how they treat animals. He is a red flag. Ditch him. It's not going to work. You know it. We all know it. He gets mad at you for being mad. Location flag. He is emotionally immature and cannot communicate well. Take this as a warning. And run. I know you don't want to. But it will only get worse if he doesn't change and grow up. Relationships end and it will be painful. But you chalk it up to a learning experience where you're figuring out what you want and don't want. For yourself. It will be hard, but it's okay to break up with him. None of what you described makes this man sound wonderful and amazing. His hot and cold behavior towards you is him being moody and immature, leaving you on eggshells wondering how he's going to be that day. You deserve to be with someone who wants to be around you all the time. It can and does exist for real. His treatment of the cats is concerning, also while undermining your plan. This is bad. You do all the housework and cleaning. Girl, what? This is terrible. He lives in that house too. You already know you won't marry him, as his lack of effort and inability to help create the loving, warm home you want is who he is now. Explore this realization and your feelings more fully. It's your gut telling you what you want in your life and that this is not it. He's abusing your animals. He's mean and has no empathy for two living creatures. He's an absolute monster and you need to get away from him before he amps up his abuse on you too. You should break up. Get the kitten neutered if you haven't already. Probably worth getting your BF done at the same time so he can't reproduce. I don't want to break up. Your cat deserves better than you if this is the life you are going to give it. You should realize that. You should also see the big giant red flags and be out of there for your own sake. If you refuse to leave a jerk, at least find these cats a safe home. Both cats deserve much better than this. Take care of your cats, damn it. Get them away from that asshole. Don't stay with a man who doesn't listen to you and treats animals badly. Don't do it. This will be your future. Trigger warning. Pet abuse, death. https www.reddit.com/r/trueoffmeechest/comments/zja1dl/husbandkilledmydog/ UTM source equals Sharon, UTM medium equals Android app, and UTM name equals Android CSS, and UTM term equals 1, and UTM content equals share button.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.